Former Red Sox star Mike Lowell joins us now. Mike Francesa on the Fan, Yes Network in New York. Welcome. How are you?
I'm doing fine. How you guys doing?
We're doing well. All right. Last night, we've had two bizarre endings in a row. How about having to go back in the clubhouse after you get picked off and you're not even a tie and run? That with Beltran in the box, that's got to be a lonely trip last night. You know that?
And the sad thing is he was so key the night before when he came in for defense. He made a great play, stole a base. But yeah, being a rookie and a young guy, it's just one of those things. It just can't happen. He literally could be 6 inches off the base and it's fine because his run means nothing. So, his post-game interview, he was visibly, torn up. So, I don't think that's the whole reason, why St. Louis lost, but you can't take a bat out of Beltran's hand, especially with what he's been doing in the postseason.
No question. And the amazing thing, Mike, is first of all, you can make a case why you're holding him on because that run doesn't matter. You don't want to double down the line. Number two, pitchers shouldn't even be thinking about him, and they wind up picking him off.
Well, I actually think Napoli was probably a little bit surprised, too. He's kind of in the, I'm holding him on because they want us to. I get the holding on a little bit because I figured they'd be playing no doubles anyway, so he'd kind of be hugging the line. And I've never been the type saying in a 2-run game, hey, just take second. I kind of like, and you got to know your personnel. Uehara has been, he's been Cy Young basically for 4 months, so he's not coming in on Beltran. So if you told me that the guy up was a notorious left-handed pull hitter, and, the strength of the pitcher is to come inside, then yes, I'm not holding him on. But, Beltran's a guy that, he used the whole field. Uehara was not coming in. It's going to be splits away and fastballs away. So I didn't really have a problem with them holding him on. I just, the biggest thing is you cannot absolutely by no means can you get picked off in that situation.
There was a lot of talk yesterday that he may really roll the dice on the left side of the infield and go for offense, put Napoli in at third base, and maybe even bench Drew. With a lefty, I'm sure he's just going to go defense on that left side tonight. He's got to, right?
I think so. And, I was one of them that I saw Napoli actually taking ground balls at third, and he actually looks pretty good. And when he was a catcher, throwing was not a problem for him. He is a plus defensive catcher. I think his hip situation is what has basically taken him out of the catcher spot. So, but on the flip side, Steven Drew, I know he hasn't hit a lick. He's made some real nice plays.
Really good plays, and he's confident there, too. He really is.
Absolutely, and there's a premium for that, And even in the second inning, he went way to his right, made an off-balance throw. And I'm not saying Bogarts can't do it, but I think you're already asking a lot of this kid, the 20-year-old who looks like he's going to be a real nice player. To play a position third base and have the at-bats he's had. This guy's laying off pitches from, even in the Detroit series, he was laying off pitches from Verlander and Scherzer, and I'm trying to think back for myself. When I was 20, I'm like, okay, I'm in college with an aluminum bat, probably nervous to play a ranked team, and this guy's in the World Series, it just speaks a lot about him.
All right, take me through it tonight. Obviously, we go back, and the pitching is big time tonight. Let's start with Wainwright. If you're in the box, we know what Wainwright's going to give you. What are you going to try and do as a right-handed hitter against Wainwright? What is going to be your approach? You know you're going to get that incredible curveball. What's your approach?
My approach is I know one thing. He's going to throw strikes, and I thought very uncharacteristic for him was game one, where he actually walked a couple people. This guy walks no one. So since I know he's going to be around the plate, if I see, I'm not a guy, I never was a guy that would lead off a game. So if I see the first 4 hitters in front of me, if he's hitting his spots away, I'm basically going to try to take what he gives me. I'll look middle away, and if it's something straight, try to take advantage of something early in the count. I think the biggest thing for him at his first start was that really good curveball. It was kind of bouncing all night. And it allows you, sometimes when a pitch is that nasty, the hitters give up on it. And if it's in the dirt, power to the hitter, and then it kind of made you could zone in and almost eliminate that pitch. And if you can eliminate, even for 2 pitches, a Wainwright curveball, that gives you a big edge. I think he's going to come out dynamite tonight. There's a big difference when you're pitching at home. You have all the comforts. You've already gone through your routine. You understand everything. It's a lot warmer than it was in Boston. But the Cardinals don't have it's not like they're facing a slouch either. Lester's been a man, and in the postseason he's been great.
He's been terrific, and they're also very vulnerable to left-handed pitching. They don't. Their splits, their splits are not good.
I don't get it. It's not like they're a a huge lefty-dominated lineup. I mean,
you got Holiday, you got Craig, you got Beltran from the right side, and they still their numbers are bad against lefties.
It's one of those. I don't know if it's one of those fluke things because the Cardinals set all sorts of records this year with runners in scoring position to hit like 330, and I think that's a little bit of a fluke. And the lefty thing, I don't understand. John Jay's will probably be on the bench, so the only lefty they're really throwing at you would be Carpenter and now Adams. But Adams didn't play a big part in those numbers during the season because Alan Craig was always playing. So I don't really get it on why they struggle against lefties, but they did the last 2 days because Dubron came in for a couple innings. They didn't do anything off them.
Well, what do you do in the matchup? Big Papi's so hot right now. I mean, he's on an insane fire, and obviously they will pitch around him. But with Wainwright, because he's Wainwright, will he just challenge Big Papi tonight and go right after him?
I think he's going to throw strikes to him. I don't think he's going to challenge him with the fastball. I think it's going to be one of these things where I'm either going to paint a backdoor curveball and see if I can do that more than one time and then at bat. And then if not, I'm going after the next guy. But I think the reason the Red Sox have, put themselves back in the series is that the guy hitting behind David has done a good job.
Yep.
Nava 2 nights ago had the big hit, but he actually stung the ball 3 times. And Johnny Gomes yesterday, I know he hit the home run, but I thought his at-bat before. It was 10 pitches. He started on an 0-2 count. He worked a walk. Then it was first and second, no outs. I thought that rattled in a little bit. I mean, he ends up walking Bogarts to have a bases-loaded situation with no outs. So the guy behind David has been really key. And, we'll see. I don't know how the lineup's going to play out today because Victorino, I'm assuming, is going to be better. But that guy behind David is huge because it almost says, well, we can't just give him 4 like Barry Bonds and say, hey, we'll face Rich Aurelia. There's a guy that's been putting together good at-bats, and I think that's, puts a lot of pressure on the staff and on the defense.